Alright, this is Green Gobbler, the third issue. This comes from the 90s. This is the brief ongoing series starring a new Green Gobbler who was a young, unsure hero. An exciting twist on the Green Gobbler identity. And this one guest stars Ben Reilly, Spider-Man's clone. I'm not the biggest fan of the cover, or a lot of the art in this. It is Scoot O'Daniels. I know he is big with some people, and I do prefer his art on Dick Grayskull, but it feels very messy in this. He is inking himself, that might be the problem. This page is fine, there's nothing wrong with this page. There are pages that are okay, but there are a lot that are close to being incoherent. This issue, it is a pseudo-sequel to an issue of... It's a follow-up to an issue of Amazing Spider-Man when they had renamed it Amazing Scarlet Spider. That issue, which I have reviewed, is the first appearance of a thrill-seeking acrobat called Joystick, who goes on to join New Thunderbolts. She's one of the main characters in it. That issue, the Amazing Spider-Man one, also featured our new Green Gobbler, Skeet Ulrich. He is a 90s slacker, and he is fantasising over Joysticks, who he thinks is hot. We get most of what I just told you retold over here, and this is the type of page where I think the art isn't great. The images don't feel like they are connected. They feel like 5 pieces slapped together, and then on top of that they nearly all feature artistic framing or choice. Skeet Ulrich, he goes to try and track down Joysticks, not because he wants to stop her, but because he wants to try and hook up with her. He impersonates Batman to some small children, and then he stumbles onto a trap left for Spider-Man. He sets off a bomb. This is a bit better. The framing and the focus, the close-ups, they make a lot more sense on this page. There's not much story to this, but there wasn't much story to the issue of Amazing Spider-Man either. Joysticks, her setup, her backstory. She is playing a stupid game with some other similar costumed ne'er-do-wells. The Great Game. I don't care for any of this. It is a rehash and recycling of the upstarts from the Excellent Men. It is the same idea. A bunch of players, and their goal is to eliminate costumed heroes to earn points to win the game. Joysticks is the only one of the crew of any note, entirely down to her extensive use in Thunderbolts. But with that said, this knob jockey at the bottom of the page, the yard man with a braided ponytail, there he is making a tiny appearance in New Thunderbolts. Our plot, or our conflict, is that one of Joystick's partners, a competitor in the game, wants revenge on her for screwing him over or something. I really do not care for all this shit. It is a lame idea, and not only because it is a wholesale repeat of something else. We will come back to this guy though. Skeet Ulrich and Ben Reilly have a conference about the still at large criminal Joystick. Skeet Ulrich thinks Ben Reilly is a dork, but in this script he thinks everybody is a dork. E and Spider-Man's clone, they come between this guy chasing down Joysticks. Now, there isn't anything intended as racist about his name, but when Tom Falcon or whoever created them, they didn't think it through at all. They were naively thinking only of a Spanish translation for Black Bull. They weren't conscious enough to realise that within any context, the Spanish word for black is an uncomfortable thing to throw into a character's name. Marvel resorted to referring to him simply as El Toro or El Toro Rojo in New Thunderbirds and the Andy books. And I don't think he ever really appeared again after the 90s. Even in New Thunderbirds, he only ever made a little appearance in the background of a pin-up of Joysticks. I would quite like to talk one day about this series and why I think it didn't last. There were some very good reasons it didn't take off. And of course it would allow me to then complain about how destructively handled Skeet Ulrich has been handled ever since. The sort of thing I often point out, a little detail like having Ben Reilly be the one to beat or even fight the main antagonist for the issue. That is one such reason. I also think Skeet doesn't happen to be that compelling a character because any attempt at characterization is quickly overturned or abandoned to maintain him being an uncertain, lazy slacker. The best part of the issue, the only good part, maybe, I don't know. I might not have been in the mood when I read this. The scene I like and which feels the most fulfilling is Skeet Ulrich and Joysticks. He has helped sneak away from both Ben Reilly and the racist thing. And she is thankful and wants to kiss him, and this is in keeping with the character that I know from New Thunderbirds. I didn't like Joysticks much in New Thunderbirds. I do think it is a shame that we never maybe got back to this. Skeet Ulrich's crush on her. It is the most interesting thing about her original appearances here. And, well, Skeet Ulrich Green Gobbler has been treated so badly and mangled to unsalvageable degrees that I, maybe as naively as Tom Falcon when he named a character with what is also an ethnic slur, maybe I naively envision a world where Skeet Ulrich wasn't ruined as a character the way Dan Slott and others did. And that world is called the McTwo universe. That is the only time you will ever see Skeet Ulrich being a decent character outside of his series and his first appearances. We have some other decent stuff here at the end, with Ben Reilly insisting on the importance of responsibility and Skeet not being bothered by that. Skeet is a funny name. Next issue, The Hobgoblin. I think this series is a quirky one, worth a look, but I don't think this issue is the one to do it with. I'm not sure what any issue is. There is quite a few obstacles, and I don't think Tom Falcon ever gets by any of them. There is, at the very core, something I want to like though. I want to like this character, this idea, this book even, but they're all quite mediocre. I feel like Tom Falcon, he could have done this series better a few years later. Something like The Ace. The Ace is more what I think Green Goblin would have benefited from being akin to. Here, we have a muddy, slightly confused mishmash of appealing ideas, but they don't gel together as well as they should. Do we want more Green Goblin reviews? I've got some more. I don't have the full series, but I do want to talk a bit more about it. It's a series that's easy to convince yourself was good until you actually read it and find that it's no better than alright. But at the same time, it's not bad being alright. That sounds like a 7 thumbs up if you ask me.